Hello. Stop. Hello everybody, welcome to the sound test room. Today we are taking a look at making music with reversed audio. So in a moment I will open a new session. We'll start from scratch. So to do this we can use a couple of things. We can use Gauss. There's a link to Gauss in the description. Or we could use Enzo. Enzo is probably your best bet for something like this. Because you can run it with time easier than you can with Gauss. Gauss isn't designed to be in time, it's designed to be free, kind of free running field recorder, whereas Gauss can be synced up, and I can show you all this. I'll show you how it works. Nothing in this one for TB flow tones. In this one there is this piano, so everything at the moment is running forward. So this is a little guitar bit I recorded badly. And then there's a couple of synth bits and a wah which hasn't doing anything other than it was basically providing me with a click, a metronome, instead of using the AUM metronome because it's loud. And the rest of it was just, it's running forward, and I'm going to reverse it all. So here it is again running forward. It's Vortex here. Hi Vortex. Hi to everybody in the chat as well. I'm just going to So here it is all running forward. Now the thing to remember is when you want it all to run backwards, unless you're really spot on with the timing, it won't be right, okay? So we're going to do this, and if we just want our thing to run backwards, all we need to do is, I've got this running over 8 bars, by the way, so we just need to, and you can increase the bar length, I'll show you that as well, but just reverse it there, like that. Okay, and we'll do it for all 3. So we'll just reverse that one as well, it's going backwards. And then with this one, which is going the Bruce free is stopping the noise, the guitar amp noise. We'll just reverse that one as well. And now when we start it, everything's going to start in time and sound right. Now, I'll get into a couple of key things about doing reverse audio stuff. It's not difficult. It's a piece of cake. It's very difficult to actually control how it will sound. You'd have to be a blinking genius. But, it sounds good if you follow certain examples. So very nice, right? I think that sounds really cool. I feel that reverse audio works better on slower, more ambient pieces. So when I set up a fresh session, I'll put things like reverb on after the reverse is in place. But I don't want to kind of just carry on with this one. I want to show you how it works. But I will add one more element to this. Okay, so this TB tone works here. I'm going to reconnect to my little key step. I've obviously got that one in there as well, which you can turn off. We only want to be recording the one thing, right? Thanks Vortex, got your emails. Brilliant, top job. Don't want to use that sound. I used that sound earlier and it kind of didn't sound right. It was a bit weird. So I'm going to choose, and all this has been fixed now by the way, but I'm going to go to something like a pad sound, and maybe try this. Something like that, might be a bit long, but this might be better if I go. Or this one. Now, for Enzo, I will go through this again when we set a fresh one up. For Enzo, There are certain things that I like to have set up for certain things that I like to do with Enzo, but Enzo's so flexible that you can get it to do all kinds of cool stuff. But this is the way I like to do it. I'm going to record something over 4 bars here. I'm going to let the reverses play. That's absolutely fine as normal. I don't need to reverse the other Enzos just to, get this to work. Enzo is a looper as well. You don't need to carry on adding them, but if you want control, then you add an Enzo for each particular thing. Right, so input monitor will usually default to record and stop. I like to have it on always. That means I can hear anything that's coming through Enzo at any time, whether I'm recording or it's playing. That's fine. 100% feedback to start with. Once you start reducing the feedback, any subsequent loop will get reduced in volume. You can set this to like how many bars you want, up to, I don't know, maybe, well, you could go, well, obviously you can go 32, but we're going to have it on, we're going to do this one simple, we're going to keep it on 4. Length unit, always I have on measure, and I always have the mode quantize on measure. The thing to remember with Enzo is, so now it's set to record. Now we can also record in reverse as well, but we're going to leave that as it is. You'll still hear it forward. We won't hear it in reverse, but what we're going to do is when we press play on here, when I press trigger, it's going to wait till the next bar before it starts recording. So it'll give you basically a little bit of time to prepare to start. Okay, and you'll see that. So if I let this count to 4 like this, and then press now, right, stop. I messed that up completely. Just press X. 4 bars length. Let's go again. Here's what we've just recorded. And here it is playing with the rest of it. Reverse now. Sorry, that was reverse record. 4 bars. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can time it by doing that, right? Or you can stop it, reset it, and then when you hit play, now here's the very, very cool thing about Enzo. Because we're now working with audio, right? Because we're now working with audio, as soon as I start to adjust the pitch, the BPM, it will adjust the pitch of the audio. So you're slowing the audio down or speeding it up, right? This can make some very, very cool stuff. So everything is reversing now as it is. Watch what happens when we start to control the BPM in AUM. Back to our original tempo. Very cool. It's so cool. It's so cool for so much stuff. We could further now, we could go a little bit further, but let's leave that to, let's set up a fresh session so you kind of know what's going on, right? It's all very mysterious, Colin. Like that guitar patch. So all very mysterious. Oh, by the way, that guitar patch, by the way, was stereo surfing. I didn't actually make any adjustments to it, but it's stereo surfing from Stone Tack Pro, man. Stone Tack. I like it better. I'm Stone Tack Pro. Anyway, right, so like, let's set up a fresh session and we can then utilize Gauss at the end of that session. So first of all, I'm going to save this one because it's pretty cool. So we go, yes, that's fine. And then we can go, okay, so clear. And so we want to be looking at what we want. So we want 1, 2, 3, 4 to start with. Actually, let's do 5. We don't need to worry about MIDI tracks with this. It's all about the audio because you can't really do reverse. Well, you can flip MIDI and you can swap it around with Atom, and you can do all kinds of cool stuff with it with Atom and Helium and things like that. But it doesn't actually work as a reverse audio effect. You're kind of left with just the notes going the other way around, which is maybe what you want, but for this is not what we want. Anyway, first off, let's add a synth or something. So let's add I actually want a sound from Synth Master 1. This time Master 1. And it's one of those, I'm going to leave that on. Actually, we're going to set this now, 90 BPM. And I'm going to set this to key step. There's the sound of the initial kind of thing. Browse and key orbit 2. Any sound that lingers and kind of blends into itself will sound great when it's reversing, right? Now here's the thing, the key to doing reverse audio is make sure that any notes or chords you play will work together wherever they are, right? So for instance, if I play an A minor and I play an F major, they still sound nice, right? If I play a G and an F, still sounds okay. If I play a C and a D minor, still sounds fine. So basically, pick a scale and a key that you like, a key that you know. Like I know A minor and C major, which is the relative. Well, C major, which is the same, it's relative A minor. So anything I play basically on the white notes is gonna sound absolutely fine once I start reversing stuff, whichever order it's in. Now you can do this in Cubasis, you can reverse audio in Cubasis, but it's a bit more techy because then you have to start worrying about start points and things like this. The beauty of Enzo, so we add an Enzo, the beauty of Enzo, and we can set this up from scratch now, right? There is actually inside here, there is a thing that says 4 measures, okay? I'll show you exactly what that is. It's 4 measures, but I'm going to set this to 8 measures like this. And remember what we said about record and stop, input monitor. I'm going to have that as always. Hi, Dean. Oh, so Dean says, much love to everybody. I sort of say much love to everybody who's in the chat as well. I'm going to set my length unit to measure, and also the mode quantize to measure also. And now we're basically good to go. I'm not going to bother recording it in reverse because there's no point for that. I want to be able to maybe swap backwards and forwards. We don't need to be worrying about the actual, this part of Enzo. I've done like really 3 or 4 tutorials that explain exactly how you can split up the actual cycles and things like this and the sectors and have 4 different sectors. No, I just want to record one blob of audio on each individual track so that we get some sort of cool vibe going on. Right, so that's set up basically. We're on 90 BPM. I'm going to go to my last thing here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick in a hammerhead for some percussion this time, hammerhead. So I'm first of all going to turn the volume down a touch because I don't want it to be too loud. I'm going to choose a preset here. So maybe I want factory, and I think I'm going to go with the Amen break, which will now start playing when I hit play. Okay, now there's a lot going on there, right? And it's I kind of want it to be a bit more controlled. So what I'm now going to add is a beat former. Now, if you haven't got beat former, you should definitely check it out. Oh God, you know what am I doing? Beat. There it is. You should definitely check it out because it's very, very, very good for controlling drum transients and stuff like that, and kind of tightening a muddy kit up, if you like. So let's run this as it is and just have a quick mess. See, we can make it wider. Let's add some air. We can also tune the boom, but we don't need to worry about that neither. Okay. So I like that, so that's even better. So from that to that, very quick, nice, awesome stuff. Okay, so now let's see what we can do, sort of thing. So super simple. I'm going to go. Basically, it's an F5 and an A5. That's it. And remember what I said now, as soon as I hit the trigger, it's going to wait. Now, very nice. But let's reverse that now. Now, don't forget, it's always easy to stop it and hit your play direction and then start it off. More so if you've got a ton of them playing or a kind of a sequence, because everything is going to start in the right place at the same time. So very cool. And if you're on time, you can get it going back the right way again. So let's add something else. Let's add some guitar. So let's add hardware. My guitar's in. There it is. But I'm gonna add something like I'll add an add an FAC chorus. So I'll add an FAC chorus, like this. So if you're wearing headphones, that's all of a sudden gone awesome. But we're going to also add an altether. Okay, so altether. So altether. Oh, there it is. And what I'm going to do is just. And that's actually quite nice. The initial patch is quite nice. And then what we're going to do is add in our Enzo here. And for this one, I am going to run this at 16 bars long. I'm going to make sure that my monitoring is on always. It's not necessary, but if you get into the habit of setting up Enzo, put the feedback on 100%. If you get into the habit of setting up Enzo the way you like to work with it each time you open an instance, or maybe start saving them as presets kind of thing and then duplicating them, you'll save yourself a lot of stress and aggro. So listen, let me just see what we've got going on here. All I want to do is play this like this A minor chord. That's it. and I want to see how that sounds when we run it back, sort of thing. So we're gonna run it. Have we set everything? Yeah, everything's running forward. That's fine. So let's start it off. I have to get on my chords because I'm not very good. And that's all I'm going to do. And it'll stop when it gets to 16 bars. This, it's clear that I only need 8 bars. Okay, because of the actual, it's only running slower, and I only need 8 bars. I think I'll make actually, that might be nicer, but it's something with a bit of movement. So let's do that. 8 bars is going to be absolutely fine for what we need. So let's reverse. So I've just reversed this one. Let's reverse this one now as well. And let's do something like I said we were going to do. And let's put a black hole after this now. So if we can find, or in EOS will do. First reverb up, that's fine. So now what's going to happen is we're going to get all that nice reverse stuff, but it's all going to be pushed through black hole as well. So this should sound pretty cool, I guess. Let's open the Enzos and see what's occurring. I was slightly off on the timing there, to be absolutely honest with you. It's not going to make any difference because we're reversing everything. Nice. How cool is that? So here's something else that sounds cool when you do reverse audio. Piano, melodic piano things sound beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So let's do that, okay? Let's run a Pure Synth Platinum, and we'll do the absolutely lush. I'm going to take this off now, so we're not triggering that as well. And I'm going to put it onto the key step, and I'm going to find the it's down here, isn't it? The Pure Synth upright piano, which is an absolutely beautiful thing. So I'll maybe run with the Cathedral Recital. Let's just see what it sounds like. Lovely. Now we can pretty much play any white key, since we're using more or less just A minor and F. Playing anything on your white keys is going to sound absolutely fab. We're going to give this a bit of juice because we can, and it needs to be a bit louder. So now we need to open our Enzo. Oops, that's EOS. Our Enzo. It is. And set it up as we want it to be. Now, I guess we could just stick with our 8-bar idea here. But like I said, you can go quite weird and start setting this up at like 9s or 11s or 7s. That can get quite fun. Feedback again, 100% feedback, otherwise it's gonna degrade. And then we'll just put on always. We'll record it forwards, no problem. We can reverse it afterwards. So I'm just going to have a quick mess. So don't even need to really worry about what I'm playing. You don't really, honestly, you can just play any white notes you like. It don't matter. Let's do the same thing again. So let's just set this up. So this will sound really nice when we reverse it. This will sound better reversed than it does played forward. But you know, we'll try to keep it like melodic if you like. So let's run this. So let's reverse it now. Again, I lost count because the thing's running so slow. We're going to run it in reverse. And this time, we'll put Black Hole on there. How nice does that sound, really? send everything. We're going to send everything through now to mix bus A, apart from Hammerhead, which we won't worry about having rhythm. Once we put it through Gauss, it's going to be just insanely awesome. It's just going to be like super experimental, but we're not going to lose any of our kind of vibe of it, you know. Instruments, apart from Hammerhead, now we've got control over the mix of these three. Let's open a Gauss. Now it's going to stop because we need to engage monitoring. And the cool thing now is, as you see, Gauss is just running. Gauss is just now waiting for audio input. I am going to set this, where it says 9 seconds here, this is your kind of loop length. You can set it in beats. You can set it in tape, actual kind of imaginary tape length, or you can just set it in seconds. I'm going to run it up to 42 seconds or 45 seconds. You see it's running very slow. Now that doesn't mean we have to record 45 seconds of audio into Gauss for it to work. We can stop it at any time. However, if it's set too short and you've all of a sudden decide that you wanted to record for longer, you're a bit screwed, because Gauss will, once it gets to 10.3 seconds, will stop and start playback. So we're going to set it to 45 seconds. And once I hit record, it'll jump back to a thing and it'll just start to record the audio that's coming into the effect, okay? Or into our Gauss field recorder, if you like. And which is nice on your iPhone, because when you take it out, you can record all these different sounds all over the place. And it's really, really very cool. Anyway, here we go. Let's look. So I'm going to try and... Now it's recording, and it'll record for 45 seconds and stop. See it here. Now, what you're hearing now is Gauss, and we can stop it and start it again. Now I did stop it, so you know you didn't quite go the full bore. So let's see what we can do with Gauss now. Now we know Gauss does not have Hammerhead built into it. If we want to experience Hammerhead with Gauss, this is where it gets a little complex, because we're now out of time. So we don't really need that. All we need to do is start to play with Gauss now. And this is what I like, because anytime I want to now go back to playing with the rest of me stuff, I can just take these away from mix bus A now. So just go with the but I can stop this and just play, because Gauss is running independently. You see, if we have it in overdub mode, right, we'd need monitor on. If we have it in overdub mode, we can just overdub that now as well with some other cool stuff. But let's look at what we can do with Gauss with just what we've recorded. So we've got our loop thing. Now what we can do is we can reverse Gauss. And there's our original thing we recorded. And we can speed it up. Have it running very, very slowly. Which is the same effect as slowing down the audio, but much more control. What's cool about Gauss is that if we start to now engage the triggering, it'll start to be in time. So, and that's now in time with AUM. Let's run a bit of decay. Let's run a bit of gain, output level, I mean, where are we? Which means that if we turn these down, but leave hammerhead where it is, this is all now in time. But it doesn't stop there. Let's stop, Gauss. You see where it says step 1, step 2? You can control the timings of each of these 4 steps, and then also the trigger timings. But you can then apply inertia and warble to the tape. You can control the attack as well as the decay, which we've just seen. The filter cutoff and the filter modulation, and then we also have a delay. So, for instance, stuff like this becomes really easy. See, it's going to go up an octave, down an octave. But you see 1/4, 1/8. (1/16). Let's set the second step, and let's set. Sorry, let's set the second step. Let's set the first step at 1/4. Let's set the second step at 6 semitones below its original pitch. But let's have the trigger. Let's have the trigger set on 1, and then let's set this up at, say, well, I don't know, 7 semitones above its original step, and let's set the trigger to, say, 1/2. Now we'll mutate it in a sec. So we're going to get some really cool stuff now when we start it off. How cool is that? Let's mutate it. Let's increase the decay. Let's put some filter cutoff on. So you can hear what Gauss is doing. But let's put some filter mod on. Let's put some delay on. Let's reduce the resolution to 1989. Let's put some warble and inertia. Let's bring back in. Hi, Brad. Let's switch loop off. Let's leave that as a rumble. Everything. And that drone we're hearing now is Gauss. With loads of inertia. Didn't take wobbly wobbly bits. So guys, thank you so much for joining me this evening. We shall, well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go out with a bit of a jam for it. Let's just start with the beautiful Hammerhead. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me this evening, where we did some crazy cool stuff with reverse audio. Reverse audio is, if you've got a track and you think to yourself it's not brilliant, try doing that. Try sticking some Enzos on there, and yeah, I mean, oh, do you know what as well? We could have also just put on a great big. We could run all this lot, the whole thing now, into another mix bus like mix bus B, and just wash it completely out with reverb. It'd just be awesome. Anyway, we won't do that though. But my point is that this is a good way to, if you've got like kind of sort of some sort of writer's block or something, or you're kind of looking for inspiration, or you just like experimental music in general. I love experimental music, so this is cool for me. I love this stuff. Sound is a beautiful thing to manipulate, and there's so much of it out there. You know, you're not limited for material, are you? Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so look, let's do this. Bless you all. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, consider becoming a Patreon from $1 a month. Excuse me. Super chat, super stickers, super chat, super stickers. Super chat, super stickers are a good thing. Anyway, brilliant. Top job, cool beans. I'll see you all, guys, later. Let's do this.